OG Merpe here with you on our regular Wednesday night. We are going to play our main campaign starring all three of our characters. We do not have as much time tonight. We only have a couple hours to play, so we're going to make the most of this couple hours. We're going to do a super quick recap. We'll get in, we'll introduce everybody. Uh, let's get right to it.
A couple weeks before that, and then like 3 or 4 weeks before, he had shat on the blanket and you had to wash it.
Shat on the blanket and had to
And you
wash
weren't
it.
sure if it was shit or vomit, and then you were like, it's shit.
That's
It
how
was
you
bad.
start a stream. You don't know if it's shit or vomit, but you found out it's shit. That is how you start a stream. Welcome, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. Oh
No.
man.
Well, we're speculating that Samus about a month ago took a shit on the blanket on the bed, and I think that the heat from like the summer is now releasing like the scent that was trapped in the blanket, even though it was washed. Because that's the only reason. Because there is no poo on the bed right now.
I do not know, and I sympathize for you guys. Okay, I have three of us in this game, so I'm missing somebody.
I'm just joining.
But we're gonna do recap real quick. I have my notes. I know it feels like it's been a long time. It really has not been that long of a time, but it's been some time. 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. You guys started your last session tearing off after Gundar into the forest. It had become apparent to you guys that Gundar was involved in some kind of goblin plot. There were potions of sleep that were found. There was some, we'll call it, suspicious behavior from Gundar flopping around on the ground, maybe covering some tracks. And ultimately, his goblins tore off into the forest, and he tore off after them. You guys followed in hot pursuit with Art and Tim first off the line, and Mary with her short little legs coming up behind him, and Corbin hanging out with her. After about a half-hour pursuit, the goblins turned, and it was initiative, and you had battle with them. It became obvious to you all that Gundar, the small human with oddly gnarled ears who refused to show any teeth when he smiled, was in fact a goblin the whole time.
Holy shit.
And, and that is why he was able to tame other goblins, because he himself was a goblin. You guys slayed Gundar and two of his associates. You captured one, and another one got away, or was in the process of getting away, before this time Art and Mary tore off after the lone goblin, and Tim stayed with Corbin to. I think you captured the goblin. No, you cast sleep on the goblin, and then you tied it up after the fact. And just as you were getting done tying up the goblin, you heard that distinctive sound of space and time tearing apart, and were visited by Caloral and his horde of goblins. You accepted his payment of 3 blood red gold coins. He demonstrated that he's not above creating a corpse when the situation calls for it, in murdering your goblin who you had captured and taking his body for himself. Fortunately, Mary and Tim were able to tackle and tie down the last remaining fleeing goblin, and you guys are in possession of, right now, one goblin prisoner. You all took a few moments to determine what the best course of action might be, where to go next from here, and decided. And the one part you could decide on was to at least touch base with the logging camp and to see if you could talk any of them into following you all back to Runeswick. There was a discussion between Mary, who has become, at least with the logging group, the self-appointed point person of the group, and as I was rewatching the tape, was using phrases like, "Yeah, I've got my boys out, and they've got." So, she was definitely being the spokeswoman for the group. The loggers refused to come back, stating they had a job to do, and inferring that you all also had a job to do that you were abandoning by taking the single goblin back for information. Mary attempted a bluff check, rolled a natural 20, and then there was a 19 and a 20 on the opposition as well. And they were suspicious about why you needed this goblin, but were, willing to let you do your job because you were willing to let them do theirs. Mary went in to attempt to tell Geely what had happened and found him in a drunken stupor and ended up leaving him a note saying, we have found a goblin. You guys might be being watched. We advise caution. We tried to talk your men into coming with us, and they refused. You know, we have, we're heading back to Runeswick. And you guys were just, we ended the session there. And so, for the purposes of DMing a little bit, I'm going to say that you guys, have made some distance from the logging camp, and you're almost back to the main road. And it's, getting time to set up camp pretty quick. But the point is that you are away from these loggers, and you guys have your privacy. Your goblin captive is, making a lot of noise. She's gagged, but she is. And so it's up to you guys whether or not you're keeping her conscious while you're traveling. But that is her demeanor. It is about 8 o'clock on your guys' 23rd day adventuring together. And Corbin turns to you all and says, "So we're really gonna just leave him there, and that's what we're doing."
Mary's gonna look at Corbin and kind of be like, sometimes you can't help people that don't want to be helped. They wanted to stay there. We told them of the warning. They're big boys. They get to make that choice.
Yeah, okay. And I guess since Gundar's not there to trick him anymore, they should be safe now.
At least somewhat safer. They know, to now look out, for general goblins. It's not like they have a man on the inside anymore. If they get another man on the inside and they try to pull the goblin in disguise check again, I don't think we could help them.
At that point, they deserve it.
At that point, it's fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
They should be fine for the 1 or so days that we're away.
DM reminder, it's about a day back to Runeswick from where you are. So it'd be, a couple of days, something like that.
2 days.
They are big boys.
Okay. Corbin, okay. Sounds good. And he, turns over his new, arm and hook device, and pulls the elbow out, moves the stuff around. He says, and he turns to Tim, "I think I'm getting used to this."
That's good. You think you can attach a blade to it pretty soon here?
And Corbin steps back and does a couple jabs with it, and the third jab catches awkwardly at the elbow. It's and it's and he reaches over with his other hand. He taps it with his stick, and it, he's almost.
Mary's gonna look at that, and she's like, "Hey, Tim.
Yes.
Did you trademark it? You gotta sell it. Could make more of these. That's what you'd be known for."
Definitely keeping in mind. We'll discuss that once we get an actual distribution plant, manufacturing facility, something of the sort. We need economies of scale to sell this.
The gnome people, we are very, very good tinkers. You get to the gnome village, you talk to some people. All I'm saying, we could be rich.
I thought those were elves.
No, Mary's from a gnome village.
No, I thought those were the elves that were the good tinkerers.
No, the gnomes are known for tinkering in Pathfinder.
Santa's elves.
You motherfucker! Wait a minute. Within the world of this is that a thing?
There's a Saint this.
There are many patron saints in this world, and a few of them are associated with different solstice holidays, yes.
Okay, but is there one where gnomes would be treated as elves?
Father Winter. Father of the winter solstice.
Uh-huh. That's the big question. Is this a racial slur?
Is it a racial slur? I'm going to let Tim decide if that's a racial slur or not, because he knows his intention.
No, he is not. He is not. It's not. It's not a racist thing he's trying to say. It's more of a the common the common myth, I guess, here is what and whether it's correct or not is Tim does not know.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like, elves are known for very great magical feats, but I don't know about tinkering. Tim, I don't know where you got that from. And she's gonna look at Corbin and be like, you know?
And he's going to shrug and say, we're hard workers.
Yeah. And she's just gonna look at Tim and be like, I don't know who told you that, but generally speaking, it's the gnomish people. We many great inventions. She's gonna look really hella confused at him. She's like, I don't know who Father Winter, Father Solstice, you call him? Does he boy elves?
Father, this is a Christmas story, or this is a winter solstice story that Tim heard as a child, and he just equated it to like an actual myth. Father Winter, with this band of merry elves who create presents and such for all the nice children and everything, and he just thinks it's real.
Is Tim explaining this?
But not roundabout, like he's he's saying stuff like he's like they're the elves and old Saint Solstice, they work together and then they bring the gifts, right, they brought you were good when you were a kid. Is he like doing that thing, or is he?
Yeah, I feel like this is like a slightly upper class thing that Tim was privy to. The merchants' children are able to do this because they're not out at the farm.
I love that. It does not permeate all the different castes of society. Like it's like a moderately wealthy and above kind of cultural deal. Yeah, that's
Mary is gonna be
canon.
looking.
Oh yeah.
She's looking at Tim and she's like, so okay, he has a bunch of elves that make him toys to deliver.
Yes.
Okay. Is it like a payment thing? Like he pays them, or is
no?
this just mass slavery?
They work through it. They're happy. They work for them. They work for them because they're happy to do this.
She's going to look at Corbin and like have a Jedi stare, and she's gonna look back at Tim and be like, "Oh, honey, that sounds like slavery with a lot of extra steps."
It's different. I'm telling you, it's different.
Art's gonna chime in and say, "I've never heard of this mystical creature. Why would little tiny elves work for a giant big? That sounds like a mob operation."
Yeah, very, and be like, "Yeah, that's right." And why would the elves be tiny? Elves are a good size. They're at least human size. So why are they? And she's gonna be like, "Are they malnutrition? Is that the reason they're short? Does he starve them?"
Listen. Whenever we get into a town with people who know this, I will explain it to you. I will show you. This is not. I'm not crazy.
Tim, she is staring at Tim right now, and she's looking at Corbin, and she's like, "Oh my god, he must have like a toy quota. Certain toys a day. That's when you get to eat. That's why they must be small." Why else would they be little like me?
I feel like I'm not explaining this right. It's not.
Well, you said themselves they work for him because they make them happy. So they've probably been either put under a spell or they've been conditioned. And where is he getting all these small elves? Is he breeding them amongst themselves? Like, what is happening? Tim, where did you hear about this? You should stop that person. You don't let this continue. You don't let him interact with children.
when we get to Port Saucus, I will explain it. I will have.
Oh no, Port Saucus is not sounding like the friendliest places right now, Tim. So you're telling me amongst your people there is a man who is enslaved and malnutritioned a bunch of elves who makes toys for the children of your city?
It's not like that. I swear.
Baby, you're not. You know, you gotta decondition yourself on this. This ain't right. You're gonna be real joyous about this to the wrong people, and people gonna get mad. I'm sorry, honey. You're
Jesus Christ.
I was not ready for this session to start off this way. Oh my god, this is great. This is great.
We start out with, is it
Oh.
shit or vomit? You don't know. To Santa's elves are cattle stock, which have been bred as livestock for him to, extra slavery stuff. Not even extra slavery stuff. That's just slavery.
Wow. I'm sorry. After your DM collects himself for a moment, Corbin is going to turn and put, his hand on Tim's shoulder and say, "Okay, bud, we'll see when we get there."
And Tim's just like, yeah, we'll see. They're like this short, and he's like puts his hand down to his knees, like, well, I'll show you guys. Watch, it's not evil.
Mary's gonna look like, baby, that sounds evil. First, you want to fuck the necromancer? Now this?
To
I
be
didn't know
fair,
he was a necromancer at the time.
oh yeah. I was like, to be fair,
It was the mistake. You couldn't see the face behind the mask.
Honey, you could smell the face behind the mask.
I don't have good smelling. I've one too many explosions to the face does that to your nostrils.
Yeah, well.
Oh, you wanna know what also does that to your nostrils? Bullshit. And that's what they've been feeding you about that. Whatever his name.
Let's move on.
Oh man. Okay, so I guess logistically, you guys will have to make a decision. It doesn't matter as far as like day-night goes. Whether or not you guys want to camp like on the forest side or on the road side of the logging path, because it's it's a couple hours to the road from the logging camp, and you guys can absolutely make it to the road. Just where do you want to camp? I guess.
I'm gonna vote road because after what we just did, I'm not surprised if some goblins are trailing our asses just watching us.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with it. Better question: what are we doing? The goblin was a lady we kidnapped, right? And it's so what do we do about that?
You two can speak Goblin, right? You can probably convince her or something. Talk to her.
I don't.
She's with us. She's gonna be with us for a whole day. She's gonna have to listen to something at some point.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if that's. I mean, hit that boy with the bat. What are we doing?
And actually, point of fact, who's got her right now? Who's holding on to her? And because she's tied up, but I want to.
I assumed it was Artemis because he's kind of he's the equivalent of her pack mule at the moment.
Yeah. Do you think? No, I think it was Art.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Dang.
So despite the fact that you have her slung over your shoulder, she's still kicking her feet and hitting your back with her bound fists, but through your armor. It doesn't hurt. She can't get enough momentum going. It's more annoying than anything else, but she's definitely a wriggly little fucker.
Can Mary attempt a intimidate check?
Yeah, yeah.
Mary's gonna look at her and yell in Goblin, and she's gonna point to Tim and be like, "You don't stop fucking around. He's gonna sell you to the Winter Solstice Man, who will make you a slave to make toys for his children."
I'd like to think that everything's in Goblin except Winter Solstice Man, so that's all Tim hears.
Yeah, we're gonna say that. We're gonna say that's universal. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let me roll. Dun 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 dun. 17 plus. Oh, intimidate. 27.
Okay. A moment, por favor.
Un momento.
You got a 24?
No, 27.
27. Okay. That's interesting. Ooh. Yeah. All right. The goblin like stops screaming for a moment, and like you guys actually get a few moments of silence, and then she starts up again.
Mary's gonna put up her hands like, I tried. Well, so plan is, where are we going to sleep? You guys want road or you guys want woods? Rose woods.
Woods, or not woods, road.
Road.
Yeah,
Art. We lost Daniel.
Oh no! I thought I heard him agree with you guys when somebody mentioned road the first time. So
Corbin, road woods.
Corbin's like, I'm with you guys. Wherever you want to go, that's fine.
Now the second question is, how are we gonna keep her, tied up at night? Cause like
we're gonna have a watch, so just whoever's on the watch also keep an eye on her, make sure nothing happens.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like, okay, all I'm saying is, do I look like optimal? Like if she gets up, what the fuck am I gonna do?
You have a crossbow and knives.
Yeah, but I can't kill her if you're around.
Oh my god! Wow.
And who's to say I won't one shot her back? She's already kind of injured.
You can go for non-lethal damage, right?
Can
In terms of
not on your crossbow,
mechanics.
but on your melee weapons, yeah.
Not on my crossbow.
Not on your crossbow, but on your melee weapons, yeah.
Not even putting on a comically large punching glove at the end of the arrow.
If you want to take some time to craft her a bunch of comically large punching deals, then you can do whatever you want.
Funny.
I feel like it could be done with like a leather strip and like fill it with like sand at the end, but
if we want to go hardcore, we fill it with cement.
But you'd still have to make them, whatever
yeah.
they were.
Actually, let's see what if Tim has any leftover like leather or anything.
Wait, Daniel, are you back?
Yeah. Sorry, my PC disconnected for a second, but I'm good.
Let's see.
Mary's gonna look towards Art and be like, well, if we stay up the latest, we can at least interrogate her.
Yeah, who's gonna take watch?
Tim will volunteer to do first watch.
I can do a second.
I'll take third.
That puts me on the last watch then, Corbin. And
Okay. Well, Art, it's your watch. Try to get as much information out of her as you can.
Were you talking to me to get information?
I heard.
Yeah,
Art,
on your watch.
Okay. Okay. What do I say?
Corbin's gonna shrug and say, "I don't know. Figure it out. Pick me up when it's my turn." And he goes off to his bedroll and beds down for the night.
All right. So,
as far as
so we're in my watch, right?
As far as I'm concerned, the three of you are still up. And yeah, you're on first watch, so you're not going to bed. The other two, at some point, in theory, will, but not like they have a bedtime or anything. They can stay up as late as they want.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like, "Okay, night night," and she's gonna get in her bedroll and go to sleep.
Okay.
However, Mary's gonna make a point of it. She is having her dagger out and ready.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that leaves. I'm sorry, Tim. Are you doing the same?
Tim's taking first watch.
Oh, Tim's taking first watch.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So then, Art, what are you doing?
Yeah, Art will go to sleep.
Okay, so that leaves Tim. As the sounds of the evening around him are quiet and secondary to the breathing, the staggered breathing of his party members, and then of course the ever present of the goblin captive.
So, in terms of Tim's gonna obviously he's gonna set up a watch, so make sure nothing's coming, or observe the tree line and stuff, make sure nothing comes in or is watching them. And then in between that, he's just gonna keeping an eye on the goblin, make sure she's not trying any funny business like pulling out a hidden blade or anything to untie herself.
Okay. Yep. Watches are at their core basically just a perception check and a passive of 2 hours worth of time. Yeah, Soto, he's echoing a little bit. Welcome to the stream, by the way. He's echoing a little bit because him and Jennifer are physically in the same room, and they can't really share a mic, and I can't really hear one of them if I mute the other one. So there's a touch of echo, and there's not a lot I can do about it. Is it bad? They got mute buttons. Wow, Soto's calling you guys out. I don't know. I don't know if one or both of you guys want to go push to talk, but that would solve some of the problem. That is up to you guys. Currently, it is Tim's. It is Tim's watch. So besides all of that, gameplay-wise, Tim, watch is basically a passage of 2 hours of time and a perception check roll. And then, whatever else you want to do, because you are awake for the 2 hours. Though keep in mind, the more stuff you do, the harder it is for you to watch, I guess. If that makes sense. Okay, Soto says it's not, quote, that bad, end quote. So, there you go. Do with that what you will.
Wait, do we know them?
Soto... I don't think so. He did grow up in town, and he is, a personal friend of mine. But I don't think he's met any of you guys. But he has been in stream a couple of times and stopped in and seen what we're up to. So, okay. So Tim, I don't know if you're messing with your Discord settings or not, but if you want to do your perception roll, that is. Soto says he's not usually allowed back. I need your perception roll for your watch.
Yeah, I was messing with settings.
Okay, and I guess I can load.
Oh no. There's a chihuahua right now.
For that 3.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, that's what do you get to add to that? What does it become?
It is gonna become an 11. I want to see if there's. Wait, no, I don't have anything. Yeah, it's gonna be an 11.
Is this the Pivo crew? Yeah, this is my coworker Andreas, my cousin Jennifer, and their friend Daniel. And that is this is the portable crew. This is us. This is what up. And then when Soto says hi to Pivo, because he's from here, but he lives in Sac right now. He is moving back pretty soon though. When are you moving back, bud?
Hello.
They say hello. And he can hear you guys, obviously. Okay, you rolled an 11, Tim, which is I gotta do something real quick. Yeah, that's not a problem. So you rolled an 11. So as your watch, passes, you have the first watch, which means there are actually still a couple of wagons that are coming and going along the road, trying to make their way to the next campsite. Pushing through the first couple hours of night, feeling the safety of the road. They definitely give you guys a couple of sidelong glances and quicken their pace as soon as they spot the goblin amongst you. But otherwise, the goblin stays contained, and you do not notice any other strange phenomenon like you have on other nights on watch.
The one thing that Tim wanted to do at the end of his or closer to the end of the ship, he's pulls out a ration and he's gonna offer some to the goblin.
And as you do, the goblin will like stop her screaming for a second. You know, like do that thing, like she's like, like she kind of like sits up and just like she's like looking at you mean, like staring daggers, but she's not yelling anymore, but she's making direct eye contact with you, just looking angry.
So like Tim, but like before he gives or like he's gonna like before I like get rid of the gag, he's gonna like pull out a bomb, and it's a madness situation here. He's like, if I let go, this is gonna blow up, so no funny business.
And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she's bound with her hands behind her back and then tied on top of that because you guys have used a whole 60 feet of rope tying her up. So I consider her pretty well tied. Um, so she's not like she can like take it from you or anything, and she's gagged. So she just kind of like looks at you and like nods very subtly, just like down and up like an inch, very slowly.
Seeing that, Tim, he's gonna like with his other hand like remove the bandana thing or whatever and like break off a piece of bread for her like to basically bite onto and eat.
And she like snaps it up, and you're careful to pull your hand back because when she like you know like opens her mouth and like snarls her lip back, you're reminded that goblins have like jagged irregular teeth, and you don't really want to get caught by one of those. But she's eating it.
Yeah, basically once he's gonna offer some water and stuff, and then once that's done over, he's gonna put the bandana up and then wait for the rest of his watch to go and then wake up. I think Art was the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and before you do, she like right before the bandana, goes up, she makes it a point to like spit at you, and it like lands like on your chest, on your armor. Just like a split second before the gag goes in her mouth.
There's like a slight flinch or whatever, but that's the only real reaction he gives to it.
That's fair. That's fine. That's good. Okay, congratulations, Tim. Your 2 hours passes, and it is time to wake up the next watch.
He just goes over to her and he's just like wakes him up. It's like, all right, your turn. Try to get some info out of him.
Alright, we'll just kind of start waking. Alright. They'll do my best. And then, so he'll go over to the goblin. Art's just gonna be like, hey there, how's it going? As he sits down. It's me like, yeah, nice and tied up, I see, huh? Glad to see you're still doing well. Alright. Oh, shoot. Because if it's it's still tied up at the mouth, right?
Yeah. So basically, it has a small piece of rope around its wrists and its ankles, and then the rest of the rope is like coiled around its body, and it has like a bandana or like some cloth or a leather strap or some scrap of something that you guys have used as like an impromptu gag, which is like separately in its mouth, but it's just like it's its own thing.
Damn. Alright, I guess Art will be like, alright, I'm gonna try to talk to you. So I'm gonna put on this bandana and you better play nice, alright? Oh, I So, I guess Art will try to pull the bandana down from its mouth.
Yeah, and then like as soon as you get the bandana down, you just get hit with like a stream of profanity, and it's coming loud enough to wake up the other three party members because she's just yelling, like the moment the bandana comes down. Fuck you, you fucking interloper! Bring me back! Let me go! Fuck you! Like she's just like, just yelling and angry.
Mary, okay, so Mary has woken up from this.
Yeah, you guys are all awake.
He's gonna go over there and bitch slap her. Back knuckle just.
Yeah, and I mean we'll say that you even do some unarmed damage there, and yeah, and she, she turns to you and the gag is still off. So she says, "Don't you dare fucking touch me again, you goddamn filthy gnome! Keep your fucking hands off me!"
Mary's gonna look at her. She's going, I'll touch you. I'll hit you as much as I want. You wake me up again. I'll cut your ears off and feed them to you. And she's gonna go back to bed.
She is still definitely hollering after you, and you are now the focus of her attention. So the stream of profanity is like hollered at you, and there are a bunch of like racial slurs for gnomes that are being hollered, and network, wake her up again. And there are, saying stuff like, me and my kin are going to slaughter every one of you last, gnome expletive here, and she's not very happy with you.
Mary's just looking at her. She's stewing.
Stewing, huh?
She's like, when you like the people lay on the bed with the arm under the head and one on the hip? That's what she's doing right now, just watching her smiling.
Okay. Tim, you were also woken up by all of this noise. Do you have a thing you want to do?
I mean, he can't speak Goblin, so all he's hearing is just Goblin yelling.
That's true. That's true.
I think he's just like trying to cover his ears and like try to sleep.
Cool, love it. Which brings us back to Art, who is left with this goblin who is just like basically yelling over his shoulder at Mary.
Let me see what I have to like see.
Yeah, you're super good. You guys can do whatever you like. You use whatever resources you have. I encourage you to use whatever resources you have at your disposal.
Quick question. How do we pronounce the goblin god again?
Hadragash.
Hadragash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to call him Haggistash.
You do have an alternate name for like everybody in the campaign. So.
I know.
But if it helps you remember stuff, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Oh man. You guys didn't even pull out your little dudes this time. I know you're just camping, but
Yeah. Mary's she's still awake because the yelling's basically at her, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Mary's just gonna look at Art and be like, "Gonna shut her up, or am I gonna shut her up?"
Art's just gonna turn to her and say, "I'm working on it," as he's rummaging through his pack trying to find something.
I'm guessing the goblin's still shouting at her.
Yeah. It's okay. Just it's not a good look for stream for me to just be yelling profanity nonstop.
Yeah.
But I really want to get across to you the like heat and vigor that this goblin has, and that these tensions run like culturally deep.
Yeah. No, Mary's gonna look at her and be like, know about Hagragash. Know all about that, baby.
Don't you say his fucking name! Don't you say his fucking name is too good for you! Fuck you! Keep it out of your mouth!
Mary, stop saying stuff.
Hagragash. I'm gonna say it again. Hagragash.
And her like veins are popping. Her like eyes are getting bloodshot. Like spittle is flying everywhere. As she just continues to tell you to keep his name out of your mouth, and you don't know what you're talking about, and gnome expletive this and gnome expletive that.
Yeah. I think I know, but how about another name for you? How about Calibrol? You know a Calibrol?
And that just kind of like passes by, and she's like still like very much so heated on the Hadragash thing.
Art's just gonna go yell at Mary. Mary, shut the hell up, or else I'm gonna make you take both shifts.
Mary's like, I don't give a fuck, Art. This is cultural. You ain't got nothing on this shit.
Fine, go ahead. I'm going back to sleep.
Good.
And she, like, your movement away from the goblin, like, reminds her that you were there. And she, turns to you and is yelling at you. You speak goblin as well. Is yelling at you. Yeah, that's right. You fucking walk away. You little bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, just fucking, and like different expletives for humans and, interlopers and like all this stuff. And this is a particularly foul-tempered goblin.
He's gonna look at Art before he goes to bed and being like, just letting you know. Be shocked if she doesn't have ears in the morning.
Better still be alive though.
I'll try.
Oh, actually, that's a decent point. Is this the one goblin that Mary had shot her ear off and had gotten reattached, or is it a different one?
This is a different goblin.
Oh, damn, that would have been nice. That would have been good.
No, that was a dude goblin. This is a chick goblin.
Mary's gonna look at her and kind of be like, is there silence between them now or no?
No, she's still yelling expletives. Like I said, it's exhausting and not a good look for stream. Just assume that she is screaming at whoever she can see, which right now is you and maybe Art, depending on where he's sleeping. But yeah, she's going off.
Mary's gonna take out her dagger and she's gonna be kind of cleaning it while she's yelling it and be like, okay, well, I got some questions for you. Do you know Calaral?
And after another, you have to repeat this question a few times, but after a couple of minutes, she like settles down just enough to spit at you. No, I don't fucking know Calaral! And then goes back.
Can we do a bluff check on that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
That is a sense motive check is what the skill is called on your piece of paper.
Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't be bluff. That bluff is if I'm lying.
Yeah, sense motive is to tell if other people are lying.
Dun dun, is it in the tower? Yeah. 8 plus. Where's my sense motives? 9. 17.
It's hard to get a read on her because she's so worked up. But something in the way she answered the question, no, I don't fucking know Calaral, it like you believed her when she said she doesn't know Calaral, she's never met the dude. You don't know if that's a new name to her or not, though.
Mary's gonna look. Okay, you might not know him. Do you know of him?
And she looks at you. Expletive this, expletive that. Don't you know the name of all the fucking monsters who prey on your stupid, pathetic, inferior race? You stupid expletive gnome, expletive gnome, expletive, inferring.
So are you saying he preys on your race?
And I'm not saying anything to you, you fucking dirty expletive, 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 expletive.
All I'm saying is if he's preying on you guys, we might be able to help. I know you don't like me very much. That guy over there, and she's gonna point towards Tim's bed, might be able to help you with that. If you're actually willing to tell us what you know about him.
How can a fucking expletive help me with an expletive and a wimpy ass expletive and a stupid party of idiot expletives?
All I know is that we know him more than by name. We can go by more than just a name basis. And if we know more about him, we could help you.
I want to remind the other members of the party that though you may be trying to sleep, this conversation is happening at a yelling and screaming level, at least on one half of it. So unless you are a particularly heavy sleeper, you are probably overhearing at least her responses to these questions.
You took that fat Tylenol PM. That purple drink is really hitting all of us.
And I'm sorry, what was the last thing you said? You said something about names and knowing names or something.
Yeah, it was we know him more than just on a name by name basis. We know him personally. Like, we could help you if you just let us know more about him.
What makes you think I want the fucking help of a stupid expletive and her band of expletives?
Don't know, but all I know is that if I could get rid of the person preying on my entire race, I don't give a fuck if it was from a dirty goblin who was helping me or a badass giant. I would take it.
That's because you're a stupid expletive who wouldn't know expletive if it hit you in the expletive.
Oh, really? So you're okay with his goblin horde and him turning you guys into those monstrous, decomposed flesh golems?
I'm not a coward expletive. I
You're not, but what
am my tribe. My tribe is me.
what happens?
The life
your
of the
tribe is
individual
gone?
is nothing to the power of the tribe. You pathetic expletives.
Mary's looking at it and she goes
Clan,
but what
clan.
about
Replace tribe with clan. I'm sorry. Goblins are clans.
Yeah, clan. What happens when your clan is gone? He doesn't care. He'll wipe all of you out. He doesn't care about any of that. If he can use it with golem flesh, good on him. That's all he cares about. And you could give us information and help. It might not work, but you're not doing any harm giving us some information. Especially in the case of what if do you care? Sure. Yeah, I might be a stupid ass fucking gnome. But what if the one information you give us, we can fix this? If not, probably gonna die in a couple weeks. You never know. Maybe you're gonna be the one to kill me. Who cares? But you tell us one little thing about it, we could make it better.
Roll diplomacy check, please.
Oh wait, can I use Andreas's dice?
Yeah.
The metal.
I like when you roll where I can see, but you can roll whatever dice you want.
Okay, fine.
I mean, it's.
Okay, wait, which one? We vote on it. Daniel, metal dice or game dice?
Metal dice.
Roll your metal dice. Go for it.
Okay, right there.
They're new dice. You want to roll them. It's cool.
I mean, you've the one in my purse.
I mean, you have yours, right?
No. I have Dave's in my purse, but we gotta drop those off. Okay, which one? Okay. Ooh, I'm getting a hot flash. Oh shit! Ow!
It's like a heavy roll.
On my ankle.
Yeah, those are heavy dice.
Ooh. Okay, don't look at me. I can't do this while people are watching. It fell out. It's on the corner. It landed on a 19, and then it kind of moved. Do I roll again, or do I take the 19?
You take whatever number the dice landed on.
Okay, so I take the 19, or do I take the 3? It did like a thing where it landed on the side, and then it moved to the 19.
Jennifer, I can't see it. It's a dice. You take the number that's on the top of the dice when you're done rolling it. I don't know how else to describe a dice roll.
It was on the edge. It felt like cheating. Oh, okay, 18?
Great.
18 plus. You can see it. There you go. Oh, okay. Give it back. Okay, there you go. I thought you were wanting to check me like the Olympic Games.
Like the Olympic Games.
So 28.
That's a pretty good roll. Okay, this is not happening in real time. She definitely was shouting expletives at you up until the moment that you pleaded with her, to share what she knows. and she's gonna say, I don't know what I don't know how a band of stupid expletives could possibly help me. Um, but all I know is that uh, not there isn't much. What does she say? How does she tell you this? She says, I've heard the name uh, when the elders talk about the disappearances. I don't know more than that, and I wouldn't tell you if even if I did. You stupid expletive. That's what she says.
She's gonna look at her and be like, "So that makes sense." You said you've never met him in person. Like you've only heard the name, correct?
Uh, what? Don't your ears work? You stupid expletive. Or are you
Oh,
just too
I
dumb to
get,
understand me? You
I
expletive.
get. Yeah, you want to call me expletive? Yeah, I get it. We've met him in person. We've seen he travels with a horde of goblins. A horde is the best way to put it. They will come in, they take the bodies, and they take them away. Does not matter what kind they are. He did it to your fallen brethren. He came in, took them all away. The only reason you weren't taken with him was because you were far away for him not to notice. He does not care if they are injured or not. The goblins will kill whoever it is, take them back, and that's what's happening. So one of two things is happening, at least to your missing kin. They're either for whatever reason have been adopted into that horde, and I don't know, magic, whatever, have decided that they're teaming up with him, or they have been turned into what he uses, which are giant flesh golems. Give you a bit of information for what you gave me.
How can I trust you when you're just a gnome? You have no reason to tell me the truth. Uh,
Mary look at
she's
her and
like,
be
what?
like,
I'd rather know where you're taking me. She's.
I know you'd rather know. I'd like to know a lot of things too. I get it. You don't trust us. You don't trust me because I'm a dirty no. Why should I trust your information either? It's a lot to ask, but trust me, that's what he does. They can confirm it with you too. You can cross examine my buddies here, they'll tell you the exact same thing. It's not something I made up on the spot to confuse you or trick you or anything like that. What he does, he gives out coins for the bodies, turns them into the flesh golems. If you get attached to him, there's nothing you can do. All I'm saying is that's what I think is happening to your kid.
At the like giving coins bit, she's just gonna start in with, so you're working for him, of
No,
course you are, you stupid expletive, blah blah blah.
Mary's gonna look and be like, no, we're not working for him. He just gives you coins. Doesn't matter. You take one coin from him, not even knowing what it is, 100%. Bam, bam, bam. He'll always be there. And if you die on us right now, if we have to kill you, he will show up and he'll take your corpse. Be warned.
I'd rather, you know, what happens to my corpse is not in my control. What happens while I'm living is, and I will always resist my enemies. You are my enemy. Expletive.
Mary's gonna look at her and she's gonna smile and she's gonna say, "You say that now until you're part of a flesh golem and your consciousness is stuck in there."
Then she's back to just yelling at you.
I said, "Oh, do I roll a perception check or anything for the night?"
Yeah, you need to do that for your
Okay.
watch. Still. Well, whose watch actually is it?
It was Art's,
it
but
was
I-
Art's, but he got like 30 seconds into it and then gave his watch to you. So if you're gonna take Art's watch, you need to roll for his chunk of time. But if you also stay up for your chunk of time, you will not gain the benefit of a long rest.
Okay. Now the question is, do I wake Art's fat ass up? Mary's
And
gonna
she's
wake
still
Art's fat
screaming
ass
at you.
up.
She's still screaming expletives at you.
Mary's
The goblin.
Art's ass is not fat. It is well toned and defined. You
That's
can.
what I mean. Like she's slim thick with that. Yeah, fat ass is not a like. It's not an insult. It's a compliment. All I'm saying is, if someone was like, "Wow, Jennifer, you got a fat ass," I'd be like, "Thank you."
Take notes, Andreas.
Anyway.
Sorry, I completely forgot I was on push to talk. I feel like Art would be like a case of like he's been too long in the survive, stay strong to survive. That us badass is just kind of a detriment. It's not strong, it's not toned. You can't lift as much if you have a fat ass.
Art got that BBL butt.
God damn.
Oh, man.
Anyway, go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
Okay. Well, Mary rolled 6 plus her perception, so
Okay.
let me check.
Yeah.
What is it? 10. So she had a 16, and then she's gonna wake Art up.
She is gonna wake Art up
She is gonna wake Art up.
at the end of this 2 hours.
Yeah, and at that point, she'll also let him know what she got from the goblin.
Did you at any point regag the goblin, or is she screaming for 2 hours?
Yeah, no, Mary literally went gagged the goblin right before we went on the fat ass train.
Okay, great. I missed that detail. Okay, so you do notice that towards the end of your watch, she is still just fucking screaming at her through her gag at you. Um, but you go over to wake up Art and have some sort of interaction, I assume.
Yeah, she's gonna wake up Art and be like, "Hey, well, don't think the goblins are necessarily working with Caloral. It's looking like they go missing." That's what she said. Well, from what her overheard from her elders, they go missing, they disappear, and Caloral is somehow connected to it. So either he's killing them, turn them into flesh golems, or for whatever reason, he's kidnapping them and forcing them to join his horde. Just thought you should know before you begin your interrogating.
And then Art was just like, he was kind of listening. He was like going, and then once he hears that, he's gonna be like, "You said you would cover my shift because you decided to freaking argue with her."
Hey, and take this one. You can deal with her now. I gotta sleep. I'm old. If I don't, my rheumatoid arthritis is gonna be kicking all of our asses tomorrow.
Art's just gonna begrudgingly accept it and just fine, whatever. And he'll go ahead and sit next to the goblin. Hello again. I've been good. Thanks for asking. he just be like, all right, here, we'll try this again, and then he's gonna uncover the goblin's shoot. I can't think of words right now.
Gag?
Yeah, the gag. Jesus.
And as soon as the gag's off, she starts in on you just like she was, she was just like she was yelling at Mary. You know, if it isn't the little gnome fucker, how do you like her expletive?
Oh
You
my
stupid
gosh,
expletive. And she's just like fucking.
Is she talking about Mary's gussy?
She might be. She might be.
Oh goodness.
And again, she's yelling and wakes everybody up. Or I guess except Mary, who has not yet gone back to sleep.
Mary went. Yeah, Mary went to bed.
Right. And then she's just yelling at you.
What? How much time has passed by since like Tim took first watch?
Tim took first watch. They're 2 hour watches. So Tim took a watch
Okay,
of two.
so
Mary took 2.
4 hours.
So 4 hours into the night. You guys are like 1 in the morning right now, something like that.
Art's just gonna be like, God damn it, dude. Or he's gonna be like, it's been 4 hours. Do you not shut the hell up?
Uh, you know, she gives you the same line she gave Mary, although you may not know that, depending on whether or not you were actually able to sleep through it. I will never stop resisting my enemies. You are my enemies. I am nothing. The clan is everything. Fuck you, you expletive, expletive, expletive.
Has no patience for stuff like this. Jesus.
Roleplay it, then, brother. That's it. I mean,
Yeah. You can always take the Mary route, start bitch slapping people. All I'm saying is
But-
it worked for a minute.
Alright. I guess Art will just be like, so where's more of your clan? Where can we find them?
roll me diplomacy. You're trying to get information.
Plums.
We'll set the
All
Whose
tone.
right.
burp was that?
That was mine. That was mine.
Oh.
We'll set the tone for this interview.
16.
16 plus your diplomacy if you have one.
Oh. 16 plus 8, so that's I can't even think.
4?
24, yeah.
She says, we are, you can find us everywhere. We live in the forests. We live in the mountains. We live under your cities. We live, in caves, lurking in the shadows. We are many goblins. You are few cities. Gives you kind of a generic answer.
Yes. Art will say, like, okay. I really don't know.
I'm about to say, if you're interrogating her, man, interrogate her. Push.
Yeah, I just don't know what to ask.
Up. Fuck her up.
Okay, Art will just be like, I need a more specific answer, please. As he,
These exist in the goblin vocabulary.
In
kinda-
Goblin, it's more like, tell me what I want, and I won't kill you. Like, it's not really
Yeah.
please, but it's, it
Well,
feels
no.
the same.
Well, he was gonna say like, I'm gonna need some more information than that, as he kind of takes out his Jesus Christ, I can't freaking think of his dagger.
Okay.
Kind of near his face, and he's just gonna be like, "You're gonna tell me the specifics, and I'm not gonna mess around or argue back and forth because I'm really tired. And you're gonna give me what I want."
That sounds like an intimidation, bud. Give it a roll.
My laptop did die on me, but I can still see from Andreas's desktop, so we're just gonna roll with it.
All right, cool. Sounds good to me.
Shit.
Ooh.
Please, with my intimidation.
It's a charisma skill.
7, so it's 10.
Flat 10. But you rolled fairly high in your diplomacy. So she's going to look at the dagger flippantly, and then look at you, and and make a comment like not a drop of blood on it, and call you the goblin equivalent of a pansy.
Oh, you got a mince meter, boo. Do it, Daniel. Mince meat. Mince meat.
Alright. Then he's just gonna be like, alright, I'll show you how much of a pansy I am. As he'll get up and kind of get her by the ear, I guess, and then kind of pull the blade next to it. It's like, now you're gonna have 10 seconds. Tell me where exactly the rest of your clan is, or else your ear's coming off.
And she leans in to your blade and uses her own body weight to cut her own ear off.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're a very family-oriented
And like
people.
snarls at you.
She's way more baller than you, Daniel. You gotta show her up.
I know, I just don't know how.
Shove the dagger up her ass. Do like Mary taught you. Shove
Puzzles
the
come
dagger
in
up her
all
butt.
different shapes and sizes.
Daniel, you gotta do what Mary's taught you. Shove the dagger up her ass. Like a thermometer.
Art does.
She is not gonna survive if you do that.
You can survive a dagger up the butt. The one guy did. Was it comfortable? No.
I guess after
all the time.
I guess after seeing that ear, not with him now holding the ear, you just be like, God damn. All right, I can tell you're a resilient one. I guess then he's just gonna try the tactic of like, why are you so? What's the word?
Gung ho.
Yeah, I guess. Why are you so like gun ho about I'm sorry, I just can't think right now. It doesn't help that I have all this pressure.
Yeah, I know, man. You're square.
I guess, why are you sticking so close to your clan? Like, what are they gonna do for you?
And she replies, she gives you the same line as before, I am nothing, my clan is everything. And then she adds to it, I wouldn't expect a, solitary, no good, idiot, lesser, inferior human to understand the, dynamics of a goblin clan, like a goblin clan, like the Red Caps.
The Red Caps?
And as you repeat that, she just like shuts her mouth for a second, and then she starts just shouting expletives at you.
Whoa! Hold on. You're gonna have to specify more of this. What Red Caps is?
Like the mushrooms?
What's that?
I said like the mushrooms?
And she, you rolled pretty good on your diplomacy check to start everything off. And she knows that she already let it slip. Yeah. Okay. So she tells in response to like the Red Caps, you're gonna have to tell me more about that. She says I don't have to tell you a goddamn thing. What makes you think I would put my clan in danger? You'll know who they are soon enough when they come for you. She's saying threatening stuff basically.
Okay. I guess our. Shoot, I don't want to wake up Tim, but.
I mean, she's screaming. Anytime you guys to pull the gag out, just assume everybody else woke up because her responses are at yelling and screaming volume.
I'm assuming. Then here, I'm just gonna put back her gag on. And then Art's just gonna kind of go up to Tim. Be like, hey Tim, you up?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Push your button to talk, bud.
You're muted, hun.
He's he anytime he's been like woken up, he's just been like carving a quick like little mini archery target for a spell later on. So yeah, he's up.
Art's just gonna be like, do you know anything about goblins and what the red caps are?
That like a clan name or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could you roll? Is this a? Can he roll and he'll know?
He can. Give me a second. He can.
Yeah, would they have been prolific enough for Tim to have heard of them?
It'd have to be a particularly high roll. But go ahead and make a roll. I gotta tell you what it is. Give me a second. I don't actually know what I want you to roll for yet. Oh, what was it called? D underscore. Okay.
Would it be like knowledge local?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out is what exactly. And I recently downloaded this thing that was like all these different knowledge categories. So I'm seeing kind of where we're at with there. It'd be a knowledge local, is what it would be.
All right, let's hope that +4 helps them.
Let's do this. Oh, the light's on.
Oh, get out of here. We got spam bots in the chat.
What does it say?
So it helped some. It doubled my score of 4 to 8.
Oh boy, did it!
Oh my goodness.
You, Redcap is completely unfamiliar to you.
Yeah, Tim's just like, I mean, it's a mushroom.
God damn it.
Maybe it's a mushroom local to the area. So he starts like flipping through his book looking for like the red cap mushroom and seeing where it is and everything, but it's not going to lead him anywhere because an 8 on a knowledge roll.
Okay. Just this thing saying that it's part of the red cap clan. I just want to see if you knew any information about that. But it could be important to keep in mind.
Yeah, we know. I don't know anything about it. We know the name now, so someone's gonna know the name about it.
Yeah. And then Art will just kind of put his hand over Tim's eyes and try to close them. Like, shh, you can go back to sleep now.
Tim is just like taking it back. He's just like slowly, stiffly going back because he doesn't expect like Art to just caress his face with his like nasty leather gloves that he has on or whatever.
Art gets really like he when he is like asleep, he gets really like, I guess, out of character. He gets really loopy.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So then I guess Art's just gonna go back and sit next to the goblin. And he's gonna be like, all right, well, we'll further know. We have some leads now on the red caps. So if there's anything else you want to tell me that's not offensive or slurs, I'd be more than happy to listen.
You're back at the goblin now?
Yeah.
You gagged her.
I'm gonna take that as something offensive or a slur, so you can just keep that on for now.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
You need to roll your perception check for your watch.
Oh.
The other reason why you're up right now.
Yeah. God damn. 6. 6 plus 7, so that's 13.
No crazy high rolls tonight. 13 might actually be the highest of you guys so far. you spent a good chunk of your night like paying attention to the captive, going to talk to Tim, like coming back to the captive, and admittedly we're not like keeping a super close watch on the perimeter during the first half. But the second, your second hour, she's gagged and hollering, but you're, watching the tree line, and you do not spot anything out of the ordinary, and it's late enough that there are no more passengers traveling the road, and your shift passes without event, leaving I think Corbin as the last dude for watch. I assume you go to wake him up.
Oh yeah. Alright, just gonna go. Art's just gonna tap him on the shoulder kind of hard. It's gonna be like, you're up, big Corbs.
And he rubs the sleep from his eyes, and he like pokes himself in the eye with his new hook. He's like, ow, ow, fuck, I gotta get used to that. And he like stands up, and he is like rubbing his eye with his good hand. And he's like, okay, get some sleep, thanks. And he wanders over and wild, and he wakes you guys up in the morning. When you all awake, you do find that your goblin captive is still there in your possession, tied up more or less as you left her. Corbin, reports when he wakes all of you guys up. Yeah, the night was pretty. I mean, it's hard to hear anything over the noise box over there, who is, definitely like slowing down after staying up all night, yelling all night, and a couple hours before that, like she's starting to peter out a little bit. She's still definitely like, but it's she was at like an 11 before, and she's at like a 5 now, maybe a 4, and he says, oh, so we're heading back to Runeswick. That's what we're doing.
Yep. Mary's gonna look at Art though and go, "Did you get any information out of her?"
Art's just gonna say, she mentioned something of her being a part of the Red Caps clan.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Oh, I guess Art will just continue saying, like, I woke up Tim in the middle of the night and he didn't know much about it.
Could Mary roll a local skill check?
She can, but she is from farther away, and it will be a harder check for her.
Okay, I'm rolling off of Andreas's computer, so if you see him doing it, roll to my tower, boo.
Roll to my tower.
Thank you. Okay. Dun 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 dun.
Stuck.
Oh shit, it got stuck. Get in there.
Stuck.
And it got stuck again. Oh, I forgot the tower shrunk back to normal.
Oh, I can make it bigger again.
I got a 12.
A 12 on your knowledge check? Yeah, no clue.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No clue. Mary's gonna look at him and be like the mushroom?
Art's just gonna be like, no, not the mushroom.
Tim's just like, yeah, that's what I said.
Corbin's just gonna look at you guys. You have red mushrooms?
Mary's gonna go, I guess we got one, and point to her.
Tim's just like, yeah, they're delicious. We can cook you some up if we find any.
And Corbin's like, oh yeah, and he like pulls out a ration and like eats some breakfast for the day. And he's like, yeah, okay, sounds good.
Whenever they're heading back, we'll be on the lookout for those mushrooms.
Okay, I'll just have you rolling me a survival check on top of your, your whatever check. You're on a road, so you don't really need a survival check for tracking or finding your way because it's a fucking road. So if you guys want to pack up and head out, the goblin, your goblin compatriot, does eventually doze off for a minute, and Art realizes for the first time this goblin is finally fucking asleep on his shoulder. Meanwhile, Tim, roll me your survival check.
How did we get into our thing?
What?
How'd the bot get in?
How'd the bot get in? Oh, they just go trolling for like low viewership channels, and they like have an auto thing that they post. But there's almost always a link. Oh, I see. MyStream.store. There's almost always a link, a hyperlink as well, but there's not this time. What's your result, Tim?
Total is 10.
You know that these mushrooms need like dark and moist environments, and you knew it was going to be a stretch trying to find one just on the roadside somewhere, and unfortunately, were unable to spot any during your travel.
Ducks.
Well, shit.
I guess I want to know. It becomes less. It becomes more important as we get closer. So you guys are traveling on this road, and occasionally there's like a wagon or a group of people who like pass you the other way, or who like come along beside you because they're on a horse and they're moving faster than you are. And every time they see that you guys are traveling with a goblin, they always have like a look of disgust on their face, and then they like quicken their pace, or they like go all the way to the other side of the road. And this is like the treatment you guys get for your entire day of traveling.
As we start getting closer to ruins, like Tim's just like, we'll head off the road once we're near town, and we can just go around the. We can go through the forest to closer to Charz's tower, and kill the goblin, or whatever you want to do it.
Mary's gonna look at him and go like, we might want to maybe paper bagger, cover that face.
Well, I mean, whatever. We can't let anyone see us, because even if someone sees us carrying someone with a paper bag, that's still going to look really bad.
Yeah. One of us should probably run up there and go let Charles know that, we got the goblin, we're in the area.
I mean, he should know, because we're in the area. This thing would have been lighting up.
Art!
Told him to...
Reflex save!
Oh. Oh, shit. God damn it. Oh, no.
Damn you, Dave.
Oh, no. I should have rolled with my metal dice. No!
What's your final?
Can we get inspiration for the Santa thing?
Nope, it was great, but I think a bunch of you guys already have inspiration, right? Like at least two of you do.
None of us do.
You guys are all tapped out? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, what was it?
I will.
Santa
was. You know what? I will grant an inspiration to Tim for coming up with a backstory for Santa in this world. A single inspiration, which if he wants to give it, he can do so now.
If the spirit of winter of Father Winter shines upon you, and you shall receive one inspiration.
Yay.
Santa Claus.
Alright, I'm gonna use the
dice,
metal.
though.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the metal dice because I've been getting really low rolls on
Thank you,
in game.
Network. I appreciate you.
Oh man. Alright, come on. Ooh.
It's a good noise.
17.
That is enough to like this body who seemed to be sleeping like springs forth with life and like rolls off your shoulder because you've been kind of like holding her by one of the straps of rope as like a strap around her to like keep her solid, but she managed to loose that bit of rope and leaving you holding a coil of rope in one hand with a fleeing goblin rolling off your shoulder in the other direction. But you are able to tackle her in the nick of time while this conversation is going on ahead of you between Tim and Mary. And this goblin is attempting to wriggle free from you. But for the moment, you have control over her.
Mary's gonna go, oh shit, we got a hog tire.
Tim is going to. He will use one of the things, one of the sleeping spell things on her.
What's the DC on the save against it?
Shoot, I think it was like. We'll double check right here.
Yeah.
That's one thing I didn't write. Just should have.
Yeah, you're all good. Yeah, it's a good idea to write what the DC is and then what the what kind of DC it is. You know, wisdom, fortitude, all that kind of stuff. I gotta pull up my goblin stats. Great, I have my goblin stats.
It's a will save, and I remember it being a -1 to their will save, so it makes it a little easier.
That is, yeah, that sounds right.
I think it was. Shoot, I don't remember. Wasn't it like 10 plus intelligence modifier?
Usually it's 10 plus. For your spells, it's usually 10 plus half your level plus your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, I think that's what that sounds about what we decided. Okay. So it'd be 16.
A 7 does not save, and she falls fast asleep. Please notate that you have used, I think it's the second one of those potions that you've used.
Yep, got one left.
Cool.
All right.
She's out.
Then I guess Art will take one of his ropes that he has in his pack and try to hog tie and secure.
I'll save you that. You can use Mary's rope. She just had long enough with the rope that she managed to loosen it, and she didn't cut any of it. She just managed to slip out of it. So you could just retie her up with the same rope if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll retie her.
Cool, sounds good. And she is unconscious, unable to defend herself, and you can get those knots as tight as you want. So she is solidly tied up for now. You guys are, getting pretty near Ruinswick. You know from traveling this road that, sometime in the next 20 minutes or so, you're going to start seeing those fields on either side of the road. And you can already see, off in the distance, a tree line that you know to be, the edge of the forest on either side of the road.
Those the things that the seals that Trippers branded us with to let him know the location. Did they only glow on his side, or did they glow on our side?
They glow. They glow all the time. But I guess to answer your question, they glow all the time.
Tim's just gonna be like, we're near in town. We should be able to. We should probably head into get off the road, and if we're trying to go back to Charz's, we can sneak through the woods.
Okay. Does anyone need to take the lead?
If you guys are going to stay at the edge of the woods, no, because you're walking across a field, and then into the woods. That's not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah.
It is important though that you told me that's what you're doing, so that I know, basically. Okay. So then, you guys are coming up on Ruinswick. You guys are looking at the top-down menu. Okay. So you guys are off the map down here, but this is Charz's tower here, and then these are this is the forest line that goes off, and this is the kind of direction you guys would be approaching from. So I'm going to say that after, it's pretty much a full day's journey, and you guys are slowed down by this goblin a little bit. So it is coming up on the waning hours, but there is still a little bit of sun left in the sky as you spot Chars's tower climbing up from above the treetops, and you know that you have arrived and will momentarily be at Chars's front door. At roughly the same time, you all hear a familiar voice in your head. Ah, smart enough to stay off the main roads, I see.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
And Tim's just like to himself very quickly. Can you speak? Can we speak to you? Or
And like cutting you off in the "Can we speak to you?" is, don't bother trying to say anything back. I won't be able to hear you, but I can see that you're nearby now. And if you have a special guest with you, I would like to know about it. But your special guest is not invited into my tower. Do you understand? Okay, great. I'll see you soon.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, "Do you guys want me to run ahead and let him know that we have a special guest?"
yeah, just I guess sprint across and have him. Can we have him let us know? We should probably stay farther away from his tower now that I think about it, because we don't want We don't want
Well, Mary, you need to stay farther away.
Yeah. Us with the goblin. Us with the special delivery.
Okay, Mary's gonna run up to the tower.
Okay. As you approach the front door, it clicks open and creaks open on its own, and Charles is there to open the door and greet you. And he looks around for your compatriots and says, "Are they with your friend?"
Yes.
He says, so I need to be in my study, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Okay, well, I will be in my study, and I will be happy to relay any pertinent information to you and your party later. And the door closes.
Wait, Mary's gonna knock on it real quick again.
The door opens back up. Yes?
How far do you want us to do this away from the tower? Is where they're at good now, or do you want them to head farther out?
And he closes his eyes, and he opens his eyes again, and then he says, "Tell them to keep walking away from my tower. I'll tell them when to stop."
Back to the boys.
Okay.
He said to let you know, keep walking until you hear him tell him stop. Far away from the tower.
Sounds like a plan. As he starts making a brisk walk, away from the tower.
Back the way you came, or into the woods.
To the woods.
Yeah.
Then I would like a survival check from whoever is leading you guys.
I'll say Tim.
Okay. Tim, go ahead and roll me a survival check. You guys are rolling low tonight.
No, it's because they use that dice clicker. That thing has cursed all of us.
Total is going to be 12, I believe. Actually, no. Let's scratch that. Scratch with survival. Yeah, 12.
Okay. You are picking a path through the forest, and you are not being particularly conscientious of what twigs you're snapping and where you're walking, and neither is Art, who's carrying this bundle. So for you stop for a second and say, "Oh shit, am I gonna be able to find my way back?" And you turn around and look, and you can see this broken ass path that you guys had tromped through, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll be fine." And you turn around and keep walking into the forest. And after you guys have been walking for 10 minutes, you can still see the tip of Chars's tower, off the trees in the distance, poking out from above the trees in the distance. But you guys are probably like a quarter mile from his tower at this point. Maybe a little less. Definitely in the in the realm of hundreds of feet. And you hear Chars's voice in your head. "Okay, that's far enough. Any farther than that, I don't know if I'll be of any use to you in my study." On that note, I will be in my study. See you in a minute. And then his voice goes away.
Mary's gonna look at the boys and be like, "Who's doing the blow?"
One of you two, but do it quick.
Mary's gonna look at Art. You hold her down. I slice.
Sounds good.
Mary's gonna get out her dagger. She's gonna wipe it off, and she's gonna wait for Art to hold her down on the ground.
Yeah, well, or we'll hold her down.
I'm guessing you're like knee on her back, holding her down.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And
Is
she
she awake,
she's awake. Well,
or is the sleep potion still going?
It lasts 6 minutes.
yeah, she's
Tim personally has been knocking her out up until this point.
okay. We will say that she is. Yeah, we'll say that she is still unconscious at this point.
Mary's gonna kind of pick her hair up and just go, "I'm sorry," and like slice her throat ear to ear.
And you slice her throat, and her eyes shoot open, and she, she opens her mouth, and like blood comes pouring out of it and the big gash in her throat, and you see it bubbling forth in what you assume was some kind of racial slur before the goblin expires. You guys wait a few moments, and you hear Charles's voice in your heads. Got it. And then
Mary,
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Mary's gonna put her dagger away. Put the dagger away.
And then, does anybody have anything else they'd like to do in this moment?
The sneak and hide. She does not want to fuck with Calvarol.
She can. Not if you're the one who just did. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, you do have a second. You can roll into stealth.
Okay, hold on. I gotta.
And the boys just see Mary stab her, look up, and then like tumble, like into the forest, like behind a bush somewhere or something, out of sight.
Okay. Is this mine?
Yes.
Okay.
And Corbin turns to you guys. I was like, "What the fuck was that all about?"
She doesn't roll into stealth very well.
Nat
Oh.
one.
Nat 1 plus. Oh wait, roll to the side. 11.
12.
Okay.
12.
I do usually I go off your final for your scores. In this moment, basically
Can we just say
anytime
like,
it involves Calorol and you guys like crit fail, like narratively it has an impact. So
Can I say that like Mary attempted to roll and she does that? You know how when you try to roll and you get stuck, so you just fall on your ass?
yeah, and that is, and you guys are like looking at Mary tumbling.
She did a roly-poly.
And from the other direction, you can hear the sound of Caloral's portal opening, and he appears with his goblin horde. Like looks around, looks at you guys, like floats over to the corpse and like stops next to it and just like looks down at the corpse for a minute before like looking up and addressing Tim and attempting to hand him a single blood red coin.
Tim is gonna take it.
And the goblins, rush forward to grab it, and Caloral's hand comes out, and all the goblins stop. And he turns and looks at you guys and says, "You have done me a great service." And he like waves his hand over the body, and there is a like amulet which like floats up out of the goblin. It was just like a mundane, like piece of bone on a strip of leather. When you guys were looting the body, you didn't think anything about it, but now that you look at it, you can see that it looks like it's been like dipped in something, and it's not bone colored, but red. And he
Uh-oh.
and he like levitates the item off of her, and like holds it in his hand, and it's like hanging down between his fingers, and he said, "He who slays my enemy's kin," and he like holds up the you know the deal, says, "always does me a great service," and he like puts it away, and like looks at you.
Mary, wait.
What?
Mary's gonna go wait.
Calorol does
Hey.
not wait for you. You're gonna have to get your ass up and go scuttle over to address him.
He's gonna go scuttle over.
You got a minute, Tim. You got something to say?
What do you mean your enemy's kin? Wait, yeah. What do you mean your enemy?
And he looks over at you, and says, "Bogan Redcap has been a thorn in my side for too long." He was like, "You have," and he like looks down. He's like, "You have slain his daughter," and says, "You know, it will cause him much pain, which causes me much delight." And you can hear like a twisted smile on the edge of his voice.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, "Can we please keep that?"
I can't hear you. You gotta actually speak up.
Mary's gonna look at Calorol and be like, "Can we please keep that?" Referring to the necklace.
And he says, "No, it is a trophy," and turns around with his goblins who have like picked up the body at this point, and they are all gathered. And you guys know you probably only have a moment or two before they all zap out of there.
Yeah, Mary's gonna go, "Wait, but why not give your trophy to your loyalist customer?" Referring, like, and point at Tim.
Tim, how many coins do you have?
67.
As of this moment?
Yes.
Not including the one that Charles
including the one that. Not including those.
So how many total have you been given?
I believe we gave him 2 of them, right? 2 Charles.
2 initially, yeah.
Yeah, so 69 total.
Nice.
It's got to be worth something.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Calorol turns and says he has 69 trophies of his own, and they zap out of there, and they are gonzo, leaving you guys alone in the woods with no goblin corpse, about a quarter mile from Charles's tower.
Mary's gonna go, "Well, shit, we just killed a princess. Goblin princess, but probably still a princess."
Yeah.
Never speak of it again. Everyone agree?
Never speak of it again. Speak of what again?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like, Corbin, what are we talking about?
As far as I know, it's just up for a leisurely stroll.
And Corbin just like got his jaw on the floor, and he's just like, "Wait, a princess, a princess.
Yeah.
You mean wait?
Hey,
we could have.
I don't.
She would
Corbin.
have. Wait, but we could have. Fuck."
Tim just puts a gloved finger to his mouth to like shut it.
Mary's gonna look at him while Tim's doing this and be like, "Can't talk about this, honey. We'll go to Charez, but after this, no mention of this. Ever."
But we. Okay. And his shoulders slump, and he's just like basically in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're off to see Charez, the wonderful Charez of Oz.
And you guys approach Charles's door. Give me just a moment. Daniel, how we doing on time?
We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Okay.
You gotta leave at 7:30, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I
Okay.
account for, so I figure we got enough time to get through, a conversation with Charles maybe, and then it'll be a good breaking point. Okay, character bag is down. You guys approach the door. You guys all have the marks on your hand. The door just opens. Charles is waiting there on the other side, and he is smiling and says, "I think I have some good news for you."
Mary's gonna look and be like, "I really hope your good news is better than our bad news."
And Charles is like, "Oh, he says, I know the work is, and he like looks away uncomfortably, unpleasant, but
No, it's a bit more than that. You want the bad news first, or you want to tell us your good news?
And he says, "Well, your news may color my news, I guess. So why don't you go first?"
Well, that goblin we just killed, I'm not really sure the hierarchy of Goblin Society, but she was a chieftain's daughter for the Red Cap clan.
Daughter of Bogan Redcap.
And Char is looks at you guys and he's like, oh no, that's not good.
Yeah. And we found this out because Halloral lifted an amulet off of her and blatantly told us that we killed his enemy's kin and kind of explained it to us. So, yeah, don't know what that's going to lead to, but yeah.
And Charles says, "Nothing good, I'm sure." And you guys see a shadow in the stairwell behind you, and like Mary immediately spots Miko like dashing across the floor and just like borderline like fucking tackles her.
Can is this like a slow mo moment? Can she lift him up like in Dirty Dancing?
Absolutely, you can.
Mary's gonna see him and she's gonna lift him up and spin him, and then she's gonna go, "Oh, buddy, you've gotten fat. You're like mama."
And you hear Farid's voice from the stairwell, like, "Well, he has been such a good boy lately. He has. Aren't you such a good boy?" And he right in front of you, like gives Miko another fucking treat for like doing just jack all nothing just for being cute. And it is very obvious that Miko is living a spoiled ass life here.
Miko is pimping. She's gonna. Can she just hold him like a baby?
Yeah, I mean, I won't even ask you for a strength check because he wants to be held. So
Yeah, she's doing
he
that.
is heavy though. He's quite heavy.
I know. She's doing that thing, when toddlers are old enough where they can sit up on themselves, so they go, when you're holding them, they'll just put their, like, hips around your waist and you just hold under their butt.
Yeah.
She's doing that.
Cute. Super cute. Um, and then Char says, "Oh, what a cute reunion." Um, and then says, "But," claps his hands together, "I imagine you want to hear some news from me." Uh,
Yeah.
and he says, "I was able to not only identify the source, but," and he like rummages around in his robe and he pulls out a device that I've been thinking about a way to describe this to you guys. It's metal rings interlocked with each other, which each have um, like etchings and glyphs on it, and um, it looks kind of like a Harry Potter time turner, or like they're like rings. But if you've ever seen like the Game of Thrones entrance, how there's like all these like rings
Oh,
that like spin around each other, like around a core of some kind.
hold on.
Um,
Is it kind of like, is it like chain link like the maesters in Game of Thrones? How, and then it, like, depending on what they get like a different signal?
no, it's like a single item it has a core, right? And then like there are these rings that they don't just spin in like one direction, they spin
Oh,
like free float in all directions around, and there's multiple rings and
like biblically accurate angels?
I don't know what a biblically accurate angel is.
I'll post one in the chat. I think it kind of gives off that idea, but like less wing.
But long story short, at the middle of this item, the thing that all these rings are rotating around is one of the blood red gold coins. And there's a chain on it, and it's obviously meant to be like worn as an amulet. And everything's just kind of like, and it's very obvious. All the rings like interlock, and they're designed to like sit flat like a medallion. And then then Caloral touches the coin in the middle, and all the rings like begin to rotate, and then they like lock into place. And he like kind of points to it and shows you guys that what these rings are doing is they're pointing to the source of the source. He's not just telling you, oh, go here. Yes, a lot like that. Yeah. But instead of the angel as the center thing, it's one of Caloral's coins. Yeah, that's 100% it. And so, and he hands it to you and says, "This will point you in the right direction, no matter who, where, what you are, what's going on." Well, he says, "Well, a little magical interference aside, I suppose." And he holds it out to probably Tim, who gave him the coins in the first place, as well as the second coin that he did not need to use. And so he hands you the medallion with the coin in it, and then one single red coin besides that. But he's not holding the coin. It's on a little scrap of cloth that's in the palm of his hand.
I would like to bring focus to Andreas' drawing of Mary and Miko. It's cute.
I will look at it. Oh, real cute. Y'all got angels? Oh, funny. Hell yeah. Okay, so Charis turns to you guys, and then I've got something for this that I actually wrote down in advance. He will. He will tell you guys that he's like, from what I can determine, he's like, the source comes from far to the north. And he says, past Port Saucus, past Munria, whatever the fuck Dern, I think is the name of the one on this continent. No, it is Munria on this continent. Past the dwarven city of Munria, all the way up in the northern ice-capped mountains. And he shakes and he shivers. He's like, it's cold up there. It's not to mention the frost giants and the ice worms and Lord knows what else. And he's like, but that's where your source is. And he hands you the medallion and the coin back.
Tim takes those, and it's just it's a good thing we got fire here.
Good thing we got what here?
Fire.
And Charis says, fire may not even be enough to keep you warm. You'll need the right gear, and it's some magical protection from the elements never hurt anyone either. He's like, well, except for one of my assistants, but that was my mistake.
Mary's gonna look and be like, guys, I don't do good with the cold. I get joint pain. I can't, no.
We'll get you a fur coat.
No. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Just the slightest mention of a fur coat convinces Mary.
Mary wants a nice fur coat, though. We ain't settling for no rinky ass coat.
We're chewed up for
that.
You want?
I know. I was gonna say.
Bella DeVille coat.
I was gonna say she was obsessing over ward coats for the longest time.
For the longest. Oh man. And Charis is going to address you guys and say, but there's an ocean or a wasteland between you all in there now.
He's gonna look at Tim and be like, fuck. 2 coats? Two coats?
And a boot, coats and boots. They'll be comfy.
Guys.
They'll have insoles and everything. No.
I don't know if orthopedic shoes are gonna sell me on this. I feel like we need to get the Corbin thing first.
Listen, y'all have been hoarding your money. You can afford some of your own.
And Mary's gonna look and be like, well, guess what? We didn't all come from rich merchants, pretty boy. I'm a widow. Art's an art. What else are we gonna do? We don't got that monies.
Art's an art.
Yeah.
And Tim's just gonna point to each of your coin bags and point out that they are visibly heavier than his own.
And Mary's gonna be like, mind your fucking business. Anyway,
hold on real quick. At that, Corbin's gonna pull out his coin purse and say, do you need more? Do you need more, Tim? I have some money if you need it.
Mary's gonna go, no.
Tim?
It's fine,
keep that
Corbin.
money for yourself, baby. You earned it. But no, Mary is going to look at Tim and be like, I feel like maybe we need to figure out the, merchant guild situation before we decide to cross-travel across the world to defeat Calaral. You know,
How about this? We're going to Port Sakas anyway to meet up with some of the people that can arrange us, get us in contact with Carbon's contract holder. So we're going that way anyway. We can figure that out there and then head over to Calorol.
how about this? If we figure it out there, everything goes good. We can head to the gnome village. We can get my house secured. Leave Corbin there. He can live out his life. And I can set you up with a good friend of mine who might be able to help you.
That's fine.
Okay. Because I'm saying, my arthritic ass is probably going to get stuck up there and it's going to be bad. I don't think you guys know what it's like to be 180 years old. Your joints don't work like they used to. I can tell when it's going to rain. My joints will get stiff and I'll fall over.
And Corbin pipes in with a rare comment and says, "At least you don't have very far to fall." He's got like a
Mary,
big stupid
like,
smile on his face, like he's
Mary's
like
gonna
getting the
like
hang of
wait
this
for a
joking
second,
thing.
and she's gonna be like, you know, she's gonna do that kind of thing to him, and be like, but for real though, I don't know if I can make it up Icy Mountain. I'm a bit too old for that, you two.
That sounds good. Then we'll head over to Port Sakas and then we'll deal with that from there.
Sounds good.
Now, in your professional opinion, Charis, do you believe that we can make it across the Badlands?
How fucked are we?
And Charles like looks at you guys and says, "Well, I mean, you survived the Blood Moon."
We could survive anything.
It's like our Care Bear moment where we all join together.
We'll be gutted in the middle of the night, and I will be looking at you angry for this comment right there.
Charis tells you all that there's not much in the wasteland. There's not much in the wasteland except for warring tribes and clans of everything you never want to see in your whole life. Ogres, minotaurs, bugbears. And he like kind of shrugs to himself. He's like, shit. He's like, if you find a goblin in the wasteland, he's like, that's about the best thing you could find out there.
Mary's gonna be like, oh wait, Mary's gonna do that and go, we have to go through the wasteland to get to the my gnome village, right?
He says, well, you don't have to. He's like, you can always find somebody with a ship and sail.
Ships are not really an option.
And Corbin like physically backs up and like presses himself against the door.
Yeah, ships ain't an option. Wait, hold on, Corbin. Quick question.
And Corbin like looks at you, looks at everybody else, and just like nervously, yeah.
If we solved the little contract issue, would ship sailing be fine by then? You wouldn't have to hide or anything. You could just like normal ship sail.
If you saw, you mean if you got rid of this? And he like points to the brand on his head.
If we got rid of that.
And he's like, well, yeah. I mean, it's still. And he like shudders. He's like, wasn't fun, but he's like, if it's not dangerous, then that's a whole different thing.
Okay, yeah. Well, this is more feasible now. We just really got to gun ho for this contract holder. Charis, any ideas? Any recommendations you could give to us before we set off on this journey to try to buy a contract?
Well, before we do that, we still need to go back to the log camp and make sure that they're still alive.
Well, yeah, that too, but you know.
Wait, what do you mean go back to the log camp and make sure they're still alive? What are you talking about?
Well, basically when we got there was a guy posing as a human, but he was actually a goblin, and he had trained goblins, which he's using in air quotes, and he was picking the guys off from within the camp. Like, you know, killing them off and kidnapping them within the camp.
And considering the chieftain's daughter is now missing, I can't imagine they're going to be too happy about that, so we probably do need to get back there as quick
Yeah,
as we
we
can.
do.
And Charles says, "Well, I hate to admit it, but I would imagine it does not matter how quickly you get there." And he says, "But Godspeed, and feel free to check in with me before you leave town. More than happy to impart any knowledge an old man has for you youngsters."
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, I ain't so young. Wink.
And he says, "Talk to me in 100 years," and like winks back.
Wait, is he a human too?
Yeah.
Oh damn, okay. But Mary is gonna ask once again, speaking of wisdom, any advice on the contract business? Or, any leads?
I think you guys have asked Charles about that before, and he expressed like a displeasure for the guild and like obviously is against everything they stand for. I want to say, Mary, he even told you that part of the reason why he lives here is because it's outside of their like
Territory.
reach. Uh, but he
Jurisdiction.
so he'll specifically tell you, it's like, I don't know anything about that, and I don't want to know anything about that other than they're fucking dicks. And just kind of leaves it at that.
You said it, brother. Let's go, boys. And she's gonna, with Miko on her hip, gonna be like, don't worry, buddy. I'll be back. Say goodbye. She's gonna hand him off to Fareed.
And he's like sitting he's like, sitting with Fareed, and Fareed's like, feeding him treat after treat. And he like looks over at you and like makes little graspy hands.
It's gonna kind of grasp, like hold his hands a little and rub them. And can she use the animal speak?
Yeah, you got 2 minutes of it every day.
Okay, Mary's gonna use it. She's gonna be like, "Hi."
Hi, Mom. I miss you so much. I have so much fun with Reed. He feeds me a lot of food. I like this place a lot. Thank you so much for leaving me here with him. He's a great friend. I like him a lot.
That's good. I'll be back in a few days.
Okay, sounds good. Bring food. Bring cheese.
I'll try. I'll bring cheese.
He's like, okay, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to cheese. I like cheese.
Yeah. And she's gonna pat his hands and be like, "You be good for Fareed, all right?"
I will. I only poop outside now.
That's good. She's gonna give him a kiss on the forehead. She's gonna go, "Okay, boys, let's mosey."
Get her going.
And this is a perfect spot to end our session for the night. We will, as we have so many other nights, and finish with you guys either leaving or heading to Charz's tower. So you guys will be departing from Charz's tower, back on the road, headed south towards the logging trail, to go check in on Geely and his crew of loggers for the Woodsman's Guild of Ruinswick during our next session.
Woo!
Cool. I know it was short. I know it was only a couple hours. But Daniel, I appreciate you making it happen. Everybody showing up here right at 5:30. Us like being able to get going right away so that we could like get the full amount of time in. That really makes a difference. My Tuesday night game, we start at 6:30 and we actually start playing at 7. So so it's nice to be able to play the game. I'm gonna go end the stream. I'll be right back. Thank you guys for hanging out, for watching us, for being here. Network, you are the best. Thanks for putting the bots in timeout, taking care of their nonsense, making sure that they're not here anymore. Soto, if you're still around, thanks for stopping in. Anybody else who dropped by at any point, always appreciate you guys. We're just cheers, network. We're just a couple of dorks playing some D&D, having a good time, hanging out together. It will be more D&D on Friday, and then you know what, network? There may be a multiplayer stream on Sunday. It didn't happen last Sunday. We picked up Minecraft instead and dumped a ton of time into a server. But the group chat's been going on. People are talking Stellaris, so I think there might be some Stellaris on the horizon for the weekend. But otherwise, take it easy, guys. Thanks so much, and I'll catch y'all later.